Let's do this. Good morning. We had a little technical trouble yesterday. I was criticizing or conspiring, implying different things about Facebook yesterday. You guys saw that video? The apocalypse of real estate, where Realtor.com is now going to be selling you leads for 35% referral fee. Zillow moving in on the business. Times are changing, aren't they? So you need to stay flexible. You need to stay abreast. You need to know what's going on. That's why we're here. That's why I'm amping up these lives. That's why I feed you a lot of information. I know sometimes it feels like you're drinking from a fire hose. That's what we got to do, friends. Times are changing. The economy is changing. The business is changing. The consumer is changing. Your competition is changing. You got to stay on top of it so that you can take a lot of listings, help a lot of people, crush it today. I'm here to help. Ask whatever you want, post it in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer it for you, but I do have a special presentation today. And we're going to be talking about Jennifer Aniston, the star Rachel from the show Friends. How are you, Friends fans? Good to see you guys. Buenos dias. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ray, hey, what's happening? Nice to have you on the broadcast. All right, guys. So we're going to start with this. Alvin had a question, and that was, is agent photos on real estate business cards still a thing now? Or is it just your name in some fancy font and the company with some contact information? And that's a really good question, Alvin. A lot of you responded, a lot of opinions, some pros, some con, you know, different opinions expressed. And I want to tie it in with this question with my man Troy, who's my Path student. Troy says, so I'm trying to figure out what my brand is. Is it my name, my slogan, a tagline, the brokerage? What if I'm trying to get multiple markets and demographics? Does my brand change? I've been in the business for many years and never given it much thought until now. I need to help in figuring this out. Anyone willing to share what their brand is and how that is helping them? Thank you in advance. So what is the brand? Why is it important? How do you brand yourself? Is it the company? Is it the logo? Is it the colors? Is it the fonts? What is it? Where do we start? How important is it really in this business these days? Or is it all about just grinding and prospecting and working, chasing leads? The answer is all of the above. All of that is important. Salute. Of course, the ubiquitous espresso must be present. Cappuccino, actually. But the answer is this, my friends. And I'll show you some evidence, some data, because a lot of opinions flying around. I'm a big believer in data. I'm a big believer in statistics, in evidence. And the evidence clearly points these days to branding. Establish your own branding. Here's why it's important. Maybe you're going to move. Maybe you're going to change companies. Or maybe you just want to explode your business. Maybe you want to grow. It is your personal branding, and I'm going to show you in just a moment what that really means, that is going to help you establish yourself, be recognized, be remembered, be connected. But if you change, as we know many agents do, go from company to company, your personal brand will go with you. Vitally important in today's business, especially now these days. There's been a lot of talk today about, these days about Zillow, a lot of talk about Realtor.com. I'm not here to bash Zillow. They are a business and a pretty profitable business. They got a good business model going. Whether it's helping you or not is for another day and a different debate. But here's the difference. You can still establish yourself as a human being as opposed to a faceless big entity. And it's precisely this position, as I'm going to show you in just a moment how to do that, that will help you win the clients, win the listings, win in the business. Because people still do business with people. Real estate is still a people business, and that is the most important message I'm going to give you today. It is all about one person helping another person, one human being connecting, building trust with another human being. And if your average seller or a buyer has a choice between working with a nameless, faceless, big entity somewhere on there, online, or Susan, or Gail, or Joe, or Jim, who is their neighbor, who's their friend, who's there to help, the choice in many cases is pretty obvious. Does it all make sense? All right. Yay for data, says Sarah Mary. Yes. All right. So let me show you what I got. I'm going to show you real quick 2 business cards. Take a quick look at it. Tell me what you think. Here we go. Take a look. All right. We'll get back to it in a moment. Now, here's just a definition of branding first. What is branding? According to the Business Dictionary, it is the process involved in creating unique name and image for a product in the consumer's mind, mainly through advertising campaigns with consistent theme. Branding aims to establish significant and differentiated presence, keywords, significant and differentiating presence in the market that attracts and retains loyal customers. That's the point of branding. Now, in real estate, it is not about the logo of your company. It is not about the colors. It's not about the name of the company. I mean, do a test, seriously. If you go out there, ask an average person, can you tell me the difference between Coldwell Banker and Century 21? Can you tell me the difference between Keller Williams and Remax? Would they know? Would they recognize the logos? Would they be able to tell you that one is better than the other? Or I prefer that one or the other? The answer is 99% of the time, no. Because there is no such thing as this one is better than the other. At the end, it goes down to person helping a person. If they hire a Keller Williams agent and they have a good experience, that reflects on the brand, but it was the agent that represented that experience. It was the personal brand of you, not the company. Yes, the television ads, the billboards, the magazines, all that helps. But at the end, I have students who work for the largest, most well-established franchises and can struggle. And some of you working out of their house, one-man operation, one-person operation, and you're crushing it with no big national name brand recognition. What's the secret? You establishing yourself. So let me show you how that's done. There's a trick to it. Let me show you. This is your brand. Right here. Name, face, and reputation. That's the secret. That's the secret of your brand. Your name, plus your face, plus your reputation makes your brand. And yes, you can add fancy logos and colors and all that. You can play with it. But the reality is these three things matter the most. These are the pillars. And let me show you how that works. You ever been to a party? You ever been to a gathering and you're like, Jesus, I recognize that face. I don't remember the girl's name, but I recognize her face. Has that ever happened to you? Your face is the most important part to this. We are wired to recognize human faces and to remember them. It is part of our DNA. You want people to remember your face. So yes, hint, put your face on your business cards and everything else. We'll talk more about it in just a moment. But the fact is, our brains are specifically wired to recognize and remember faces. Do another test. Check this out. Look at the pattern. Can you recognize a person in that picture? Who do you see? Type it in the chat box. Who do you recognize there? Real quick. Notice how quickly your eyes were drawn to that face. How among all that clutter and all that noise, which is really today's marketplace, isn't that real estate marketing right now like that? All noisy and cluttered. You can recognize the face instantly. Do you know who that is? Anybody know? Mr. Bob Marley, yes. Chris, very good, yes. Chris knows his music. Notice how quickly that happened. Instantly. That's what we're wired for. Yes, Richard, Bob Marley, exactly. Didn't take long to find it either, right? How about this face? Recognize Rachel, Jennifer Aniston? You may be Friends fans, but the reason I brought her in today is because Rachel, Jennifer Aniston actually, used to be a part of neuroscience research in UCLA in California. The researchers showed pictures of Jennifer to patients with epilepsy while they were undergoing surgery. This is the surgery where the patient is awake. And the neurosurgeon implanted these electrodes. They were testing the brain activity to measure electrical activity. Now, there's a part of our brain that does a ton of things, but it's mostly involved in associating visual information with memory. In other words, what you see and what you remember, recognizing stuff. So as the scientists showed the patients the pictures of Jennifer, some of the brain cells in the area lit up like a Christmas tree. Now, what they did was they coined these cells the Jennifer Aniston cells as they responded to her face. Now, here's what's interesting. It wasn't pictures of random objects. It wasn't pictures of her body, which I would respond to probably. Pictures of other people, nothing. The sellers were only interested in Jennifer's face because it is encoded to recognize that face. She looked familiar and the brain responded instantly. Isn't that crazy? But if you really think about it, it makes sense because take infants. They start looking at faces within just 30 minutes after being born. Even before they can focus, their vision is still blurry, they start gazing at the dark shapes in the middle of our faces, our eyes, our noses, and our mouth. We see patterns, and we're trained to do that from the early age. Look at this picture. We can't help it. We see faces everywhere, right? Is this a church or a chicken? That's how we're wired. That's why it's important for you to understand how important your face in your marketing is. It is your face with consistency and repetition that starts building familiarity. That's why the patient reacted to Jennifer. They were familiar with that face. This familiarity creates comfort. People become comfortable with you because they recognize you. And familiarity and comfort is the cornerstone of trust. And you already know people need to like you and trust you in order for you to do business with you. Do you recognize this face? I use it with consistency. That's the first important part. Consistency and repetition everywhere. I use the same picture everywhere. It is on my Facebook page, it is on my YouTube channel, it is on my Instagram, and everywhere else. I use it in my marketing, I use it everywhere with consistency. You must do the same. Take a good current picture, not your wedding picture, not from 20 years ago. Recent picture, because you look what you look. That's what people get when they open the door, when they come to your open house, when they meet you. It is you. It's not a beauty contest. It's not a fashion contest. It's you. Show them who you are. And then you're going to deploy the formula I call the R formula. That means you're going to include your brand plus reach, your marketing, reaching your marketplace through social media, direct mail, prospecting, lead generation. You're going to add your repetition. You do it with repetition to build relationship. And this is how you form reputation. Your brand plus reach plus repetition plus relationship. And that's how you beat Zillow. That's how you beat everybody. Because at the end, it's going to come down to an agent who they like, trust, and respect the most, who's going to get the business. And with the right brand that includes your face, your name, with the right reach and with repetition, the relationship will be established through good communication, reaching out to your marketplace. Does that make sense? So go back to beginning. Does this lady look familiar? And if you said, yes, you're right. Her name is Samantha. You met her at the beginning. Who was the other person? Remember? I showed you 2 business cards. Do you remember the other person? What company did he work for? What was his name? Don't remember? Nobody does. And that's why you should always, always, always put picture on everything. And that's how you brand yourself, my friends, and that's how you establish yourself as the reputable, dependable, real estate high status rock star. That's the secret. So please, let's put this to rest. Should I put my picture on everything? The answer is absolutely yes. There is the evidence. Same picture on your business card, same picture in your email, same picture on all your printed materials, same picture on your for sale signs, everywhere. Because it is the repetition and the familiarity that your picture creates, that your face creates. And there's a big one, video. Video enhances it even further. Use video. Send video with your face. Not just moving pictures, photographs, nonsense. You. Yeah? Is that helpful? All right. Pedagay says, thank you. Davina and Richard both recognize Bob Marley. Excellent. Borino, would you recommend picture on for sale sign at the property? The answer is absolutely yes. Because you're going to have, here's what happens. You have a neighborhood, and this never fails. One listing goes up, other neighbors who are thinking about it are watching it. And there's always, within weeks or a few months, somebody else going to sell in that same neighborhood who's going to get nudged and inspired by the first sale. So if you do this right, and if you get the sucker sold, you can have multiple listings. Having your face there, then you're going to follow up. Let's say you do a mailing campaign. Just listed, then just sold, closed, welcome your new neighbor. That face keeps repeating. That message keeps repeating. Repetition creates familiarity. Then one day, you're going to do an open house, for example. The seller walks and says, oh, you look familiar. Or they may not even say it, but they feel it. Just like when you walk into a party and there's somebody you recognize, somebody you've met before. And even though you may not put your finger on it, who they are, where you met them, or what their name is, there is a sense of familiarity. Might as well tap into it. Why not? So if at all possible, use your picture everywhere. Send videos everywhere. If I had a choice between doing a regular marketing campaign and a video marketing campaign, video wins hands down. Think about it this way. This information I share with you today, could I make it a written post here, Facebook or somewhere else, on my blog? Of course. Could it be a printed material? Yes. But isn't you being able to watch me, my face, and the pictures I showed you, more impactful? Isn't there a better chance that you're going to remember? The answer is yes, of course. So use that to your advantage. Now we're entering the era, and I'm not fear-mongering that Zillow is going to take over the world. They won't. But you got to stay sharp, and you need to understand the data that drives certain marketing. It's not a coincidence that big entities and these big portals always use photos of happy sellers and happy clients and happy people. Because company itself does not have a face. You do. That's a huge advantage. Because it's a very relatable point. Memorable point. With repetition, you can totally bank on it. Yeah? Iris says, that's great. Is there a way you can guide us in creating your business card? I can give you a few simple points when it comes to a business card. First, big picture of you. Not one of those stiff portrait, like, or worse, like I still see, not as much now, but it used to be a trend, like, on the phone looked really ridiculous. You smiling, looking into the camera, dressed nice, look nice. Doesn't need to be stiff, two-stage, just pleasant. Relaxed, nice pose, big deal. Your name, one phone number. I still don't understand, why do agents, what the hell is wrong with them? Why do they put a fax number on their business card? People, it's 2019. Wake up. You don't need a fax number on your business card. One email, one website. That's it. Keep it simple. Don't clutter it. Simple. How do I get in touch with you? Here's my email. Here's, you can text me or call me. Here's my website. And the website, maybe not even that. But here's the important thing. Just as our good money, which is why you're here, you want more of these, has two sides, use the two sides. Offer something unique on the back. What makes you stand out? What makes you special? What would cause me to do business with you and not John down the street or Betty with another company? Something simple. I help first-time buyers find their dream home. I help home sellers in Lake Barcroft sell for the most money possible. Simple. Don't overthink it. You don't need to have a fancy, unique selling proposition. Just something you do well, something that makes you stand out. Mine was call Borino and start packing. That was my line. That's it. So put it on the back. Now you have two business cards, for buyers, for sellers. Yeah? Use it. Fax number because some state real estate commission required. Yes, if they're required, sure. If you need to have your license number on it, sure. Comply, absolutely. But some don't. So, common sense. Put as little as possible. They don't need your address. They don't need any of that stuff. Unless it's required by a broker or state law or other laws, of course, follow the rules. But if they don't put it there. Or those little icons, I'm this specialist, that specialist, nobody gives a shit. Doesn't really matter. But thanks for that. I didn't even know that some state commission requires it. Good to know. All right, guys, is that helpful? Do you know what to do? Go forth and prosper. Was that helpful? Yes? Good. Lots of likes. Excellent. Thank you. That's what you need to do. So reevaluate your marketing. Your open house signs, your for sale signs, your business cards, all that. Your direct mail pieces, your video. How many videos have you produced? I produce a video a day. And we're busy. I have other things to do, but I must. I must reach out to you, to my marketplace, to spread goodwill, to educate, and to make offers. To tell you what I'm doing. Like today, we're preparing an offer for you guys. I'm going to take a small group, 20 people, and we're going to make you a listing presentation rock star. It's probably, looking at our calendar, and we're planned till about September, the only live event I'm going to do. But it's going to be powerful. I only teach it like every 2 years. We're going to lock ourselves in a secret location in a business center, and we're going to work on your listing presentation. From pre-qualifying, setting up appointment, to first impressions, meeting the seller, doing the walkthrough, presenting, listing, pricing, commission, objections, all the way to a signed contract. I'm going to have cameras on you. We're going to watch it on these big screens and point out, watch what you did there. That worked. That didn't work. And you're going to do it over and over, rehearsing, practicing. Because let's be honest, when was the last time you sit down and practice your listing presentation? You're busy. You don't have time for that. So when do you do that? When you actually sit down in front of the seller. Don't you feel like that's kind of too late? And then you wonder why you end up with overpriced listings and cut commissions and objections and competition and all that. So I'm going to help you with that. This is one of my strengths. I can really teach you how to deliver a powerful, pretty short 25-30-minute listing presentation that will get you listings. And if you're not closing 80% or better, if you don't bring 8 signed contracts out of 10 appointments you go on, you need help because you're leaving money on the table. So I want to help you with that. It's going to be in May. We're just finishing up the page where you can sign up for it. It's going to be cool. It's going to be strong. You're going to get my listing presentation with the slides, the book, the whole thing. And I will help you personally for 2 straight days to set that up. So that's coming. Stay tuned. More info on it shortly. Yes, we have a date, location, and price. The date is May 20th and 21st. It's going to be here in DC. We're going to have the price for you. We're finishing everything up. It's going to be affordable. It's going to be definitely less than 1 commission. And here's my guarantee. We thought that out. I think you're going to like it. If you don't get, as a direct result of this workshop, at least 6 more listings in the next 12 months, we're going to refund the entire workshop too. That's how confident I am this is going to work for you. I'm not joking around. This is serious business. I only want serious people. That's why we keep the group very, very small, so we get to really a chance to work closely, really look at every detail, because as you're going to see, as we're going to work through your presentation, you're going to notice how little details in body language, in eye contact, in positioning, in pausing, in asking the right questions makes all the difference in the world. And it is not about salesmanship, it is about psychology. I'm going to teach you how you can become the mind reader of the seller. It's pretty powerful stuff. So I'm excited about that. All right. Ray would like to know, did you also mention anything in September? So far, there's nothing in September. This is going to be in May. May 20th and 21st, Monday, Tuesday, here in DC. You're going to come to DC, and we're going to work. I'm really excited. Pedagay says, excited when the registration open. It's going to be in a day or two, Pedagay. Would love to have you. I think you're a great candidate for it, by the way. And let's just hope your competition doesn't show up. Thank you. Very helpful, says Louis. My pleasure. Good. All right, friends. This is what I wanted to share with you today. If you're not on path with me, come join us. Go to goborino.com. Get the systems. Get my help. Why are you at it by yourself? You don't have to. I've become very good at training people how to do this stuff. So come join us. Go to goborino.com. It's only $197 a month. You get all my books, all the systems, my personal attention. You can ask me questions. I'm going to walk you through it, help you, coach you, teach you. And with that, wishing you all a fantastic rest of the day. Thanks for being here today. I'll talk to you real soon. Coach Borino signing off. Let's go get him. Bye, everybody.